Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Real quick, what do I mean by live? What I mean is that I don't know what's coming next. So this is not a situation where everything's already been recorded and now I'm coming back and explaining what's already happened. So this is not a trade recap. This is not some sort of post commentary or anything like that. I'm recording myself, seeing the information, seeing the data for the very first time. So if you just want an unscripted, nitty-gritty look into what it's like to be a day trader and how day trading can play out, then this will be a video for you. All right, the markets are now open. And I'm not going to touch anything for the opening minute of the day. I am watching right now MRNA. And you can see a strong start here. I'm not sure I trust it or not. Facebook, let's check out that. Strong start here. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and pause for now and see if 330. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pause for now, and if a startup starts to develop that I like, I'll go ahead and get the video rolling. All right, watching 327.50 here, as I could see Facebook wanting to get down. Oh, man, I missed it. The white order over here implies that I submitted the order, but I did not get filled. And I was going to say it looks like Facebook would probably at least want to close that gap, which it just did right there. Well, was not fast enough on that one. So on that note, never mind. Let's see what else is out there. I'll go ahead and pause. All right. Well, MRNA, I was going to start to talk about 330 as a potential area, but it just went straight down through it. So yeah, as of now, I mean, the market's not even open 5 minutes, but I'm not quite getting anything to cooperate the way I would want to see it cooperate. But again, the good news is the market's only been open 4 minutes, so there's no need to panic or anything like that. So, all right, well, I'll go ahead and pause again, but just want to get, like I said, I was hitting the record button. I was planning on starting to talk about that 330 mark, but MRNA just went straight down through it, didn't even stop at all. So, all right, I'll pause. All right, I'm liking 332 here on MRNA, and I missed that one. All right, well, never mind. What is that? Is that my second or definitely my second? I guess it's just a question of have I missed 3 times? I think that was just my second. Well, there's 330 once again coming into play here. So 330 in my mind is still a very interesting spot. I could do 100 there at 330. So that's 4. But this one is definitely so choppy. So this could certainly. No, I'm going to pass. I feel like I'm kind of just almost forcing a trade now because I'm a little frustrated that I've missed out on a couple other ones. So. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how the next couple candles go. If the next couple candles stay right above there, then I'm not gonna let a good setup pass me by. Right now, I'm pretty sure it's a good setup, but I guess I'm not quite sure. But if I can get another couple candles here, then at that point I'll say, all right, yeah, this is definitely a good setup. But right now there is a big possibility that maybe I'm just forcing a trade here. So that's why I'm just passing on it here and not gonna make a move. Now if it comes back down, this is getting very interesting here. Okay, I am in there at 330 now. There is the break. Would like to see this thing down to 328, which is going to require it to, break these lows. But I do think it can do it. So the question really becomes, do I want to try to add to the trade at 328, add to a winner? Maybe more so 328.50. Yes, I do, especially now that it's bouncing up. If this wants to return back down to 329, I will add. But I don't know, maybe this is about to be a losing trade. So again, if this thing comes down to 329, I will look to add. So let's see what it wants to do. If it goes up over 333, I got to get out though. So we're getting close to potentially being a losing trade here. Again, 333 is my stop. Getting close. So it doesn't want to get rejected back down. And 333 is the stop. Okay, coming back down now. But this might be a little temporary pullback before it resumes back upwards. But let's see. All right, it's kind of coming back down here. But surprise, surprise, 330 is right where it's getting hung up again. So 329, I am still thinking of adding, potentially. But just like that, now it's bouncing back up. So maybe it's going to go from looking like I might be getting ready to add to, and what's really going on here, what I should be watching, is that right there. Yeah, so 329 would be a confirmation that that level has been broken. So watching 329 to add, and I missed it. Again, I want to see this thing down below 328 before I even think of taking profits. So the trend line has been broken, which is encouraging. Now it's just a question of, is this trend line break going to get continuation to the downside? Threw an order out there at 327.50 to see if I can get maybe filled some on a flush. So because I think if 328 breaks, it should move down relatively quickly. I think, my theory. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that with that order down there at 327.50. So there's the break. Come on, come down just a little bit more. So my theory's been wrong, because I really did think I'd be able to get out on that move, and it didn't happen. So, you know what? $61. That was the play. That was it. It still may come down, but got the trend line break, got the 328 break, and now I'm seeing this, which in my mind is a bit of a sign of strength here. So it's not. Don't let them be like, oh, so just because it's a green candle, it's not that. It's more than that. It's a green candle after all these other dynamics have happened. Trend line break, 328 break. And you heard me say it. Hey, you know what? If I think 328 breaks, I think it can at least get down to 327.50. And I mean, I was kind of right, but not right enough, because the lowest it got was at 327.59. So, well, it is what it is. Sometimes you're, I mean, I was right, but not that right. So at least, I was still able to make some money on it. But yeah, it is what it is. So let's see what else is out there. Quick little update here on MRNA. You can see that, yeah, just for the reasons discussed, it just was, so I played that one. Now, of course, I could have gotten out at the exact bottom, but again, my premise was I thought it would be getting lower, so there's no way I'm going to be covering at the exact bottom when I thought it'd be getting even lower, and it didn't. And you can see right there, now it's bouncing back up. So yeah, that trend line break there was a nice leading indicator, break of 328. Things are looking great, and then there just was not any follow through at all. And now you're seeing the results of that. So kind of that's the rest of the trade there, and I feel just fine about hopping out where I did. All right, I'm actually watching MRNA now for an upside trade, breakout of 333. Things are looking really bad for it for a second. Whoa. In there, looking for the break of 333. Not just a question of can the bulls do it? And I think they can, which is why I jumped in. So knocking on the door, there's the break. And a very anticlimactic break. Let's give it another try here. Give it another chance. And again, another failure. Failure to get momentum, I should say, because sure, it did break through 333. See if it wants to head back up. If it breaks 331, I got to get out. All right, now I'm down $103 on the day. Failed breakout. And people ask, Clay, why don't you go long? That's why I don't go long. So it just... It'll probably go back up. But what? Yeah. Got the break. And then we're not going to do anything. Back down it goes. No, I'm down $103, so it's not like it's the end of the world. Do I want to re-enter? I don't know. Is this next time going to be the time where it finally goes? 330. Yeah, geez, it broke and how high did it even go? It barely went up to a high of 333.28. So a break and then moved only 28 cents on a stock that can move dollars in the blink of an eye. Yeah, that was just a terrible break. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. Well, I got played like a fiddle on MRNA as it's knocking on the door of 334 now. I'm probably going to break up through there. There is the break at 334. And yeah, good old hindsight. If I would have held, the price came back up, I would have been fine. I would have gotten my first price target there at 334. But I didn't know that it was going to do that. I mean, when I got stopped out, remember the chart was looking like this. We were in a context of it having broken out, getting zero follow through, and then started to pull back quite violently. And at that point, for all I knew, this thing was about to really get nasty. But yeah, now you look at it and it got up there and hit 334, went a little bit above it, and still could potentially find some more follow through. But that's just kind of how the market goes sometimes as traders is you're going to, you have, some days you're going to wake up and you're the puppet master, right? You have the strings tied to the stocks that you're trading and you just are like, wow, I'm like the puppet master today. I'm just these stocks. I mean, they're doing, or even whatever you're trading. I mean, this cryptocurrency, this Forex pairing, these things are just, and you're the puppet master. But other days, as was the case, as was you just witnessed, the puppet strings are attached to you, and the stock kind of gets fool around, toy around with you, which is what happened today. Even with that winning trade, right? I mean, I was thinking that it was going to be great, and then it wasn't. And granted, I played it right in the sense of at least I acknowledged that, pulled out some profits. But then this one took my gains and then put me into the red. But again, and I realize money doesn't grow on trees, so I'm not trying to come across like a greedy, ungrateful savage. But $103 is not that big of a deal. It's something that I know, my strategy, my everything will compensate for and overcome. So it's by no means the end of the world. But if anything, it just goes to show that sometimes you are the puppet, not the puppet master. And today, I was the puppet, and I'm just gonna leave it at that because. I don't feel like having any other stocks turn me into a puppet too. And I think I just have to wave the white flag and just say, Clay, I think today is one of those you are the puppet type of days. You are not the puppet master. And as much as I don't want to put this on YouTube, I hit the record button. So it's going on YouTube. It's embarrassing, but it is what it is. It's the reality of the markets. And I really do appreciate those of you that comment. Say, hey, Clay, thank you for showing days like this. Because you could easily just, not post days like this. And for those of you that, leave those sorts of comments, I appreciate it because I'm a human being. I have no problem admitting that, yeah, days like this are not exactly fun to post, but it's going to be out there. And if you take any learning lesson from it, just realize that, some days you're going to be the puppet, but other days, the key is acknowledging that you are the puppet so you keep the losses under control. Because the good news is that some days, assuming you have a good strategy, a valid strategy, some days you will be the puppet master, which is what's going to allow you to overcome those losses and then, keep things. Okay, I've been kind of stalling. So we're back up at 334. Is this where the break's going to finally come? Am I going to look like a massive puppet now? Because right now, okay, yeah, I could have held, but it's only gone at $1, well, about $1.50 in my favor. But still, it would only have hit my first price target at 334. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause here, and just so you can see kind of the rest of what happens, because maybe I'm about to look really, really foolish. So, and I hope it doesn't break through 334. Like, please don't break through 334, because that's going to make me look, that's, just MRN going to, rub my face into the more of the fact that, yeah, you are a puppet today. You are a puppet today, but it's knocking on the door, 334. Is it going to break? 334 without doubt is stubborn. Oh, and there it goes. But MRNA just, it's because even there, I thought it would be more of a breakout. All right, there it's starting to go. Now, there was basically a dollar move there, which was relatively quickly. So, all right, well, now my face is getting rubbed in it that much more. Because, yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda had I held. Now it'd be approaching $2. Looking to take off some more. There it is, $3.35. Have you been there before? Have you gotten a position, been disciplined, gotten out, and then the price just goes in your favor? Have you ever been there before? And you sit there and be like, why did I do that? Because you didn't know at the time that it was going to go in your favor. That's why you did it. Please keep doing it. And yes, I'm talking to myself as much as everybody else. Remember, at this point, all I knew, all you would know as a trader is that it had broken out and then it started a violent pullback. So again, it's easy to sit there in hindsight and be like, oh, but look, I would have held through that. The only reason you say you would have held through that is because you know what happened next. Had this thing kept crashing down and looked something like this, you would be saying to yourself, oh yeah, I would have stopped out there and been disciplined. That's why books are very difficult to learn from, because they're like, oh yeah, you should have survived this pullback. Well, yeah, it's easy for a book to say that because the book's also showing the fact that what's recovered next. But in the heat of the moment, that's all you had. So just realize that as frustrating as it is, and I'm experiencing it right now, where I was disciplined, I got out, but it feels like I shouldn't have gotten out. It feels like I did something wrong by getting out because now I'm looking at what happened. But no. I still did do it right, which seems backwards in your mind because, well, Clay, how can you say you did something right when you actually lost money? Again, I understand that's a valid sequence of thoughts, but that's why trading is so difficult. That's why 90% fail, because it is a bizarre concept to learn and understand that sometimes losing money is the right thing to do. Like, you should lose money. In that situation, I should have lost money because I didn't know that this was coming next. So to those that can wrap their mind around the comment that some situations you should lose money, if you can understand that concept, you have a very, you're way ahead of a lot of people, because most people, myself included when I was started, is they would be sitting there saying, Clay, how can you say you should have lost money? You should not have lost money, because now look at it. Had you held, it would have recovered back upwards and given you a nice trade. I know, but you're using hindsight, to understand that. But all right, well, I've stalled long enough to see. Well, I mean, not stalling. I think I know this is very valuable, information here. But yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda. But I feel fine about the trade. It's frustrating, of course. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel bad about it. You shouldn't feel frustrated about it. But don't let that turn into making it you think that you did something wrong, because I didn't do anything wrong today. I took the trade. I got the breakout. I got no follow through. All I got thrown in my face was a violent pullback, to which I got out, and then it goes back upwards. Oh well, because one of those, and I've done videos of this on my channel, one of these times this thing is not going to recover, and it's going to drop and drop and drop and drop and drop, and then you're going to, actually, let me do this real quick. Give me a second. All right, so on my channel, I'm actually using my website here, but this video right here, go and watch this, okay? And you'll see exactly what can happen and why I took the loss where I did there, okay? So watch that video if you want to kind of have a follow-up lesson into terms of what could happen. Now, yeah, it didn't happen here, but what can happen and what will eventually happen to you if you constantly break your rules and are not disciplined, then go and watch that video. So right there, go watch that video, and yeah, you'll kind of get a nice little follow-up there of the whole kind of baked in learning lesson here that I talked about today. So wow, 24 minutes. If you're still here with me, I appreciate it. That tells me you're hungry to learn, you're hungry to get better, and I love that. Those are the type of people that I want to surround myself with. So definitely please stick around the channel. Ideally subscribe to the channel, because like I said, iron sharpens iron. If you're still here right now, I would consider you a piece of iron. So definitely consider subscribing. And then as far as these live trade videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, if you want me to keep making these videos, because they are very difficult to make, because they're live, I have to think for myself. I have to think about my own trades. I have to think about what I'm going to say to you. I have to manage my own trades. I have to make alerts in my private community. There's a lot going on. So they're doable. They're possible. They're just very difficult to do, which is why I don't do them every single day. And I will continue to do them as long as I know that there's interest. So, well, Clay, how do we show our interest? Easy things. Hit the like button, leave a basic comment. It could be saying hi. It could be leaving an emoji. It could be a ticker symbol that you traded or crypto, whatever. But hitting the like button and leaving a basic comment communicates to me that you enjoy these videos. And as long as I know that, then I'll continue to put in the effort to make these live trade videos. But yeah, go watch that other video if you want kind of the full immersive learning education lesson that was part of this video. But yeah, sometimes just realize that you are the puppet. That's okay. It happens to everybody. But the key is you got to realize, you got to admit that you're the puppet, so you know when to just step away and live to fight another day.
From being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.